Let's take a look at how easy it is to work with multiple documents in Photoshop. I'm going to start in Bridge and select all three of these images. You can do so by clicking and dragging over them, or you could click one, hold down the Shift key, and click the other to select all three. Then in order to open them, I'll use the keyboard shortcut Command-O on Mac, Control-O on Windows. So by default, Photoshop is going to open all three of these images into tabs. We can click on the tab of any of the images in order to view it. We can also click and drag if we want to reorder the tabs. And if we want to cycle through all of our open documents, we can use the keyboard shortcut Control-Tab, and that's the same on both Mac and Windows in order to move through all of our open documents. Now, if I want to view multiple images at once, I can use the Window menu and then choose Arrange and select from any of these different options. You'll notice that the 4-up and 6-up are grayed out, and that's just because I only have 3 documents open. If you just want Photoshop to pick the layout for you, then you can choose the Tile option. Now let's say I select a different image by clicking on it, and I want to return to the tabbed view. I can choose Window, and then Arrange, and then Consolidate all to tabs. If I want to float a window, I can click on the tab, and then I can drag it out. This can be very handy if I want to move this, say, to a secondary monitor. If I want to drag out a second window, I can float that window as well, or if I position it over the already floating document, then it will create tabs within that floating document. The only problem is if I now click on this tab document, the floating one will be hidden behind it. If I need to find a document that's been hidden, we can choose the Window menu, and down at the very bottom, it will list all of our open documents. So if I choose the cracked clay, then that will pop it back to the foreground. I could also choose the Window menu, return to Arrange, and then choose Consolidate all to tabs again to make those floating documents back into tabbed documents. When we want to close our documents, we can click on the X in order to close the document, or we can choose the File menu and select Close. If we have multiple documents open, we can choose to close them all, or if we want the active document to stay open and we just want to close the other documents, we can choose Close Others. For now, I'll choose Close All. And because we hadn't done anything to the image, Photoshop will close them all. And there you go. It's just that easy to work with multiple documents in Photoshop.